When I think about the title for this movie, I think about that viral video that came out a few years ago. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, quit fucking lying. So Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, is the sequel to the 2014 version of Maleficent, and it sees the return of Angelina Jolie as the title character Maleficent, the queen and protector of the Fae, and Elle Fanning, who plays Princess Aurora. And this movie takes place 5 years after the death of King Stefan from the first movie, and it sees Princess Aurora, who's now Queen Aurora. She's queen of the fairies, or the Moors as they call them in this movie, and she's fallen in love and has been asked for her hand in marriage by Prince Philip. Of course, Maleficent doesn't like that. If you've seen the trailer, she says, "Don't ruin my morning." And so Maleficent tries to put her apprehension aside because she loves Aurora and she sees Aurora loves Prince Philip. She goes to the castle to meet her new in-laws, and she meets Queen Ingrid, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who basically has a plot to destroy all Fae. And honestly, I'm surprised this movie even got a sequel. Now granted, I probably should have known better considering the first movie made over $750 million, but I don't know, I didn't think we were going to get a sequel. I enjoyed the original enough to the point that I did end up buying the Blu-ray. It's somewhere over there in that shelf, but I didn't love it so much that I was like, oh, I think this movie needs to get a sequel. And also the thing that I kind of didn't like about the first movie is they kind of hit you with the okie doke, like you thought you were getting a movie about Maleficent, who is like one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, to the point that she's the #1 villain for the most part in the Kingdom Hearts series. Like all the Disney villains fall to her. And so when you were getting a movie about Maleficent, you thought you were going to get a movie about how did she become a villain. But I'm guessing because of the whole popularity of Wicked, this seems like they're trying to make every single villain seem like a misunderstood hero. And that's basically what you got in this Maleficent movie. So they kind of doubled down on that with the title of this movie, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. And you knew she wasn't going to be evil because you saw the first one, which is why I said in my opening, it's like, why you always lying? Because you know she's not evil. So I was a little disappointed about that with the first movie, but like I said, I enjoyed it enough that I bought the Blu-ray. With that said, going into this movie, I like this movie way more than I enjoyed the original. And of course, most of that comes from Angelina Jolie's performance as Maleficent. Like, she is awesome in this movie. Just how they say Robert Downey Jr. was made for Tony Stark, I feel like Angelina Jolie was made to play Maleficent. Like, every time she is on screen, the movie is just that much better for it. With every emotion that she feels, you're there with her. When she's angry, you're tensing up like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? When she's sad, when she's happy, when she makes awkward moments trying to interact with humans, you laugh. Like, every time she's on screen, it's great. And just the way the world looks, like, I feel like visually this movie is awesome. Seeing the world of the fairies, aka the Moors, and you feel like this world is a fairy tale. Even in the costume design and how every character has their own unique costume and unique look and unique colors, like, it all looks great. And even watching this movie in IMAX, the colors and the vibrancy of this world just pops even that more on the screen. And so with that said, like, the first half an hour of this movie, I was like, wow, I am really enjoying this movie. But then you get into the problem that, like I mentioned before, Angelina Jolie, she shines in this movie. Whenever she's on the screen, this movie is better for it. But for this movie to be called Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, there was a good chunk of the movie where Maleficent wasn't in it. And not to say that I didn't enjoy those moments, but I do feel like the movie suffered a little bit because of that. And it's not to say I didn't enjoy following Elle Fanning's character as Princess Aurora, but come on, you got Elle Fanning versus Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie is the more iconic and better actor, and plus this movie is called Maleficent. You want to follow Maleficent. I feel like Maleficent really should have been in every single scene of this movie, kind of like Joaquin Phoenix was in every single scene of the Joker in a Joker movie. And that's not to say that I was bored whenever Angelina Jolie's Maleficent wasn't on screen, but at the same time, I was sitting in the theater. Every time they showed another character, I was still sitting like, okay, when is Maleficent coming back? 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 And just the fact that I was even thinking that does a disservice to my enjoyment of the movie. Also, a character that I really enjoyed watching in this movie, even though they gave him a bigger role, I kind of wish his role was increased even more, because he was my second favorite character to watch in this movie, was Sam Riley, who played Diaval, who was Maleficent's Raven in the first movie. He was fun to watch, and I enjoyed his character a lot. And like I said, I kind of wish if they weren't going to show as much Maleficent, show more Diaval. Also, this isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailer. Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this movie, and it turns out that Maleficent is part of a race of creatures called the Dark Fae, and you realize that there are a whole bunch of Dark Fae out there that she didn't even know about. I feel like Chiwetel Ejiofor and his character were wasted. Same with Ed Skrein, who's in this movie as well, who plays a Dark Fae. Like, I feel like they were all wasted. And on top of that, the fact that they introduced these Dark Fae say, and there's something that they say that I won't say here about the Dark Fae and the relationship with Maleficent. It raised way more questions than it answered. So I don't know if this movie is going to get a third movie. I guess it depends on what it does at the box office. But now I'm like, okay, so I don't get it. And I will say though, there's something that they do with Chiwetel Ejiofor's character that annoyed the hell out of me. And of course, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure you could basically figure it out with me saying he's black. And that's all I need to say. And I'm like, really? Come on. The way they ended this movie, I thought was very cheesy and then also didn't make sense. I was sitting in the theater like, wait, how did that happen? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why? And I get it's a Disney movie. All Disney movies have a happy ending. But it's not just about the fact that you have a happy ending, but it's how you get to that ending. And the way they got to the ending, I thought was very cheesy. And so I wasn't really a big fan of the ending. But overall, I still had an enjoyable time watching this movie. I would say if you liked the first movie, then you will probably have a better time watching this movie. Now, granted, that's not to say it's a perfect movie. Like, yes, I do feel like Michelle Pfeiffer's villain was a little bit one note, and like I said, I still had an enjoyable time because it's Michelle Pfeiffer. She's a juggernaut of an actress, so she took the role and made it her own, and I enjoyed seeing the clash between Angelina Jolie and Michelle Pfeiffer. So I had an enjoyable enough time, so I would say Maleficent Mistress of Evil is a minor hit. Also, I kind of really like the final song that played during the end credits. Like, I Shazammed that and I was playing that on my ride home. So that could also be why I gave it a minor hit, because I really like that song. Like, it's stuck in my head right now as I'm talking about it. So anyway, have you seen Maleficent Mistress of Evil? What did you think about it? Did you like the first one better or the second one? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you can't hit that thumbs up button and like this video, it'll really help out the channel. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.